Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another beautiful Thursday afternoon. I am Nancy Banigo, and this is Softline on ABN TV. Well, sorry, today I'll be doing it alone, but not really alone, but not with the regular faces. Though Mr. Humble is here with me. You saw him last time. Mr. Humble, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank
Okay. So, I hope finding this place wasn't as difficult as the first time.
Nah. I have a good sense of geography.
Oh, I like that. I like that. So, due to popular demand, you would agree with me that a lot has happened in the past few days that have made so many parents to ask themselves this question: are we really doing a good job when it comes to taking care of our children? And that has brought us brought us back to the same topic of child care. We didn't really talk so much about it the last time, so we decided to have a concluding episode today to, take the child care thing from different angles. So, are you really doing a good job as a parent? Or is parenting all about having the money, having the nannies, let the nannies do the job? Well, all that and more we'll be discussing today after this short break. Please don't go anywhere, stay with us. We'll be right back. World of overwhelming voices where everyone has different opinion on different issues. It is important that we bring the core issue to the fore. Join me, Nancy Banigo, on Softline with Nan, as we lend our voices to inform and influence your thoughts and actions. This is not just mere talk, it is an invocative program that touches the core of our existence. Softline with Nan, only on ABN.
And a part of you.
Welcome to Engine Season 2!
Join us on the most exciting adventures across the African continent.
Explore, discover, be amazed!
Part of the next generation of African change makers.
Be a part of Engine, Africa's #1 science discovery program.
We're learning every day.
Let's go!
Engine leads the way.
Watch this educative program on this channel every Saturday at 9 a.m. and a repeat on Sunday at 11 a.m. ABN, a part of you.
Hello and thank you for joining me. I am Amma Marcus. This is Global View. With the latest reports from the African continent, Asia, Europe, Australia, the Middle East, the Americas, sports and entertainment are not left out. With correspondents bringing you up to date with developing stories, exploring all views, making sure all voices are heard. Join me every weekday at 10 a.m. on Global View. A daily update of reports and developments comes to you at 6 p.m. on Global Updates. Catch all our programs live on our website at abn.ng/live or on StarTime channel 140. On socials, find us at ABN TV. ABN, a part of you.
10,000 hours. They said it takes 10,000 hours to master your craft. So, you better get started. Stand a chance to win sponsorship, collaboration deal, and more prizes as Filmmakers Club in collaboration with ABN TV is introducing the Uyo Filmmakers Competition. To join the competition, send your portfolio or indication of interest to abnfilmcompetition@gmail.com or filmmakersclub16@gmail.com. For more information, call 0806 376 4136 or 0816 181 0770. Or you can visit ABN TV/Passion FM office at Passion Avenue, Banking Layout, Udodoma, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Note, this competition is open to all filmmakers in Akwa Ibom State.
This is Events 360. We bring to you the best of events in and around the Niger Delta region and beyond. The show, the wedding, the parties, and more. more. We will introduce to you the most beautiful place you could visit with family and loved ones. Only on Event 360. Join us every Saturday for the program. Event 360 with Uwem and Tilly. Only on ABN TV.
Life is a combination of colors and experience in its beauty. The Lifestyle Gallery showcases the beautiful blends of African lifestyle. A TV magazine of lifestyle, food, homes, and fashion, combined with interesting interviews on trending issues. I am Nana Abena. Welcome to my world. Join me every Saturday at 2 p.m. and a repeat on Sunday, showing on ABN TV.
Adventures across the African continent.
See breathtaking wildlife, stunning landscapes,
and out of this world technologies.
Meet incredible scientists
and learn fantastic facts.
Explore, discover, be amazed.
Be part of the next generation of African change makers.
Be a part of Engine, Africa's #1 science discovery program.
Yay!
Let's go! We're learning every day.
Watch this educative program on this channel every Saturday at 9 a.m. and a repeat on Sunday at 11 a.m. ABN, a part of you.
In a world of overwhelming voices where everyone has different opinion on different issues, it is important that we bring the core issue to the fore. Join me, Nancy Banigo, on Softline with Nan, as we lend our voices to inform and influence your thoughts and actions. This is not just mere talk, it is an evocative program that touches the core of our existence. Softline with Nan, only on ABN.
Okay. All right, welcome back, and thank you so much for being there. Okay, so I still have my guest in the house, Mr. Mkpa, who is a business and personal development consultant. Welcome once again.
Thank you very much, Nancy.
Okay, so we're talking about childcare today. Once again, you know, we talked about it the last time, so we're still talking about childcare. So are we really doing a good job when it comes to taking care of our children? You know, I remember back in the days, our parents, the way they were so intentional when it comes to taking care of, you know, the children in the house. I remember my mom had to stop her teaching job just because she wanted to take care of us. You know, I'm not sure, I can't remember very well if there was this agreement, but I think she did it, to my own knowledge though, she did it with all sense of, you know, fulfillment, like it was something she really wanted to do. She wasn't like coerced into doing it. She wasn't forced into doing it. She felt it was her responsibility to do it. But what do we have now? You know, like parents choosing their career over the children, over childcare. You know, we have so many daycare centers all over now. And then we've seen so many videos coming from these daycare centers of how some of these staffs do treat some of these babies that have been kept under the care. So as parents, are we really doing a good job when it comes to taking care of the children?
In one straight answer, thank you for having me. In one straight answer, no, we aren't doing enough. If we say we are doing enough, that should translate into having a better society, because it all begins in the family. The building block in the family is not right. It affects the mindset growing up.
Exactly.
And that's, you know, translating to what we have in our villages, community, local government, state, nation, continental, and it's, you know, it's a collective paradigm of our time. It's very unfortunate that we have not been able to evolve as parents with respect to time. Life has evolved beyond where it used to be with our parents. The demands now are more. We have more pressing responsibilities as parents. Life has moved faster than what it used to be. The demands, and a whole lot is happening at the same time. And if you look into individual dynamics, you will agree that most of these issues that we encounter raising children is not because the parents want it so, but circumstances have made it so, you know. So while it is unfortunate for that to happen, it calls for every person to understand that parenting is not a child's play. You need to be ready for it. You need to plan ahead for it. You see, when people get married, there's one mistake that they usually make. Most people make this mistake. Yes, that is if you have a goal at all. You may have a goal for your life as an individual, but you have a collective goal as a family. You know, a man has a goal for his life. The lady has a goal for her own life. So now when you decided to come together, do you sit down and marry those goals and see the future together where you are both going? This is where most people miss it. Because if you don't do that along the line, a lot begins to happen. You see conflicts. You see people disagreeing with each other. All these things are a function of the fact that you did not, you know, see that coming. Okay. So you dream together from when you're getting married. You ask yourself, how many children do you want to have? How do you want to space them? How will you take care of them? So a lot of all these dynamics play out ahead of time. This is what we will do. This is what we are going to do. This is what we should do. These are things to involve, to avoid, and a whole lot. Because if you fail to plan, you're actually planning to fail. You need to understand that it's very important to have that backdrop, that understanding as a couple coming together. It is even when during such discussions, a lot will pop up that you might begin to understand your couple. I have settled cases where the man believes, growing up, he believes that the woman should be in the kitchen. That's a popular thing. A woman should be home taking care of the children. But I asked him a question, and you find out that this is a man that wants his wife to be a master's degree holder, and perhaps in a foreign university. And I mean, it's contradictory that you want her to go that far, build a career, life, and then you want her to be home because she's your wife. So you look at a whole lot of dynamics.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's just like saying you want to have it, you want a career wife, you want a wife who does this, who looks like this, but then you can't stand what comes with it.
Exactly. So you pray for the rain, you will be ready for the mud. Be ready for the mud. Okay, the mud comes with it.
All right. We have another guest joining us. Her name is Queen Esther Anyao, Mrs. She's a founder, Voice of Education Africa. Queen Esther, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Nancy.
Okay. So today we'll be let me just run over here. We're discussing childcare before you came in. And then we'd like to say, are we really doing a good job? That was the question I asked him. So let me ask you that same question to see what's your view about it. You know, are we really doing a good job when it comes to parenting in this part of the world? You know, back in those days where we see our parents really sitting down to like nurture their children, you know, a woman will sit down and have 4 children and then she brings them up the way she wants to. But now what do we have? if you have the money, you can have one child with 4 nannies. And then you look at these nannies, they're all young nannies who don't even know what it means to actually be married. Talk more of taking care of children. So what are we really having now? You know, so where are we getting it wrong?
All right, thank you very much. Parenting today within the African context is the way it is because times have changed. Times have really changed economically, socially, and otherwise. In those days, it was our fathers who were at the marketplace, who were the ones working, who were they were the major breadwinners. But today, that has changed. You find that responsibilities have shifted. You find that we have more women in the marketplace, I mean corporate, marketplace, than, the men. You find a lot of men, staying at home in this current dispensation. And in those days, because our mothers, the major responsibility they had was sit at home, take care of the kids, yes. The most they could do then was to have a side business, maybe in front of the house.
Exactly.
Something
like
that gives them time, exactly. So they go out in the morning and then they are back, at noon. Because then schools closed at 2 p.m. max. Yes, and then on Fridays, 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock,
but today, all that have changed, So it's African parents are doing their best, I would say, to still hold the home front together. Because of the demand that the economy has placed on families. Daddy has to be out there to earn a living. Mommy as well has to be out there to earn a living. And coupled with the inflation rates we are experiencing today, even if daddy is out there earning, but you find that before you take care of the bills, pay fees, feeding and do everything on your list that you ought to do routinely, within a given period, say a month, for instance, you find that daddy's earnings is no longer enough to cater to the needs of the family. So mommy doesn't just want to sit down there or sit back there and watch her children being deprived of the basic necessities of life. So she has to step out there and also earn a living. But that does not mean that the home front has to be neglected altogether. So they are all doing well. They are doing their best to keep the families running.
I like the way you paint it all. It looks so rosy. But then when you talk about not wanting the children to lack, now, should that be a priority when it comes to, how these children, the outcome of bringing these children up? Because if you're out there looking for what to do, daily bread and all that, and then what happens to these children that are not really getting those training that they are supposed to have, from parents? Now, at the end of the day, when these same children grow up, they don't grow up as in with, when you have that mother there doing all those things, they now grow up with different notions and all that. Now, that same money you've been looking for, what's the essence of it?
Yes, really, it boils down to work-life, family life balance. Where a mother has to work and where the husband has to work, you have to sit together and then draw up a strategy on how you are going to make sure the home front keeps running.
Exactly, that was what Mr. Humble.
Your morals, your moral standard, you don't want to compromise for anything. When I made mention about, the children having the basic necessities of life, that does not mean luxury. Basic needs, education inclusive. So you find that, again, back in the days, for children who attend government schools or public schools, they were excellent in those days. Yes, majority of us are products of public institutions.
Absolutely.
But today, you hardly find a 21st century parent who has everything put together, wanting to send their children to a government school.
Exactly.
It is not possible in this generation. You find those ones who are, maybe economically challenged because they don't have any other option and they don't want the kids to sit at home. They send them there, for the time being. So, for parents to give their children, or not wanting them to lack the basic necessities of life, it means they want to give them the best they can afford for their children, beginning with qualitative education, beginning with their needs at home, They have to feed, they have to eat, they have to put on clothing. You don't want your kids to go out there and look tattered. Your children and their appearance is a perfect representation of who you are. So every parent works really hard at making sure the children are all right, you know, from the home front, even at the school front and otherwise. So that is what I mean by the basic necessities.
Okay, so Mr. Humble, just like she said, I don't know if you I agree with her. I know you have some reservations.
I would like to, no, it's not that I disagree.
Okay.
Yeah, but to complement what she said, let me put it that way. Just like she said, rightly said, that time has changed. The problem is the discrepancy with the time change against cultural and traditional change. Socially, you put all of them together, but distinctively, you will know when you zoom in, you find out that traditionally, how much evolving have we done to catch up with the 21st century involving. This is discrepancy right there. And when you look at that properly, you will understand that culturally here, we are challenged because we have locally in Nigeria, we have inflation issue like she mentioned. And the inflation issue particularly is a huge one because it impacts on a lot of things. There are parents who want the best for their children but cannot afford it. There are those who want the best for their children, but what they have lean resources. And with the lean resources, they want to achieve maximum for their children. And by so doing, you find out that not only educational challenges, there are other challenges that faces the family. What about rent? What about health challenges? Some people, like she rightly mentioned as well, you want your children to look good, welfare kind of challenges. So all these things boxed together, you want to look at how much are you earning. Let me because I do data analytics, so let me bring in numbers here so that people have a proper perspective of what I'm talking about. If you are earning, if the man is earning, say, 60,000 naira in a month, and the wife is earning 60,000 naira in a month, that is 120,000 that comes into the house, right? Now, without a plan, you pick a house where the rent costs you more than 2 months' salary combined. That's a problem. So you need to look at, okay, how much are we paying for the children's school fee? How many children do we intend to have? How much spacing do we want to do between each child? The first one and the second one, is it going to be 2 years, 3 years, 4 years spacing? How do you want? All these things need to be planned ahead. You need to agree on these things and stay with that plan. If you work together as a team, the other should be able to tell the other one, hey, we are deviating. Let's stay with the plan. If anything happens that kind of scramble that plan, you sit down again and revisit it. Then see how you can re-strategize to fit the current challenges, because they always come. The challenges always come. But what happens, the problem is not the challenge, the challenges that come. The problem is their attitude towards handling it.
Okay.
So now, where we fail as a family is that we don't have these plans. That is one. Two, we have the plan, and one of the team decide to run off with something else and execute on another plan. So you see the burden come on one person too much, that along the line, the person, we are all humans, the person cracks, and the children take the brunt for it. Now, parenting, as tough as it is doable, and we can do it right. But what is right? The couple need to sit down and agree what is right for the family.
Okay, but Mr. Homo, before we come to that,
okay,
now let's just go with the current situation. I mean, the video of the celebrity who just lost his son. Now, in that case, now you will see the wife or the wife-to-be doing so well. She's not lacking. And then you see the celebrity himself doing so well.
Meaning it's not the money.
He's not, yeah, so in this case now, it's actually not the money. So what is the problem? You know, we've heard so many comments, you know how Nigerians are, those comments sometimes can be so insensitive. You know, people just throw them in regardless of how it hits those reading it. So we see so many comments online, and so many people have blamed the woman there.
Especially the lady.
The woman.
They always
exactly.
point at the lady.
You know, she's the one who, and probably it might not, I'm just saying, speculating here.
Probably not her own.
Yes, maybe she wanted to actually go with the son, but maybe the man would say, no, just leave him, he's going to be fine and all that. So in this case, we know they are not wanting, they are not liking in any way. So what is the problem? Why didn't they go with this child?
It could have also been that they've been leaving the child like that, going out.
Okay,
they come back and the child is still safe.
That's
so
my
they grow that understanding that he's safe with them.
So that's my point. So you see some people, is it that they have this notion of this, or this mentality that, well, look, I can't, you know, be this mother baby thing all the time. Since I have the money, why not? Why not have these nannies? So why should a mother of a 3 years old child or below think of keeping that child with a nanny who doesn't even know what it means to take care of a child? Because from what we see online, those nannies, I don't know if they are the right ones, but the faces we've seen are quite young faces. So how comfortable are women to leave such an innocent child with those kind of people?
Well, a lot of working moms, or busy moms in quotes, actually engage the services of nannies to compensate for their absence. That's one. Two, looking at it from a realistic standpoint, whether you are a stay-at-home mom or not, there is no child from birth till about 5 or 10 who, at one point or the other, the mom may never have a need, even if it is for 10 minutes, to step out there and get something, or step out there and, you know, do the laundry and then get the clothes hung outside.
Absolutely.
So no matter how careful you are, we cannot protect ourselves completely away from certain mishaps. So I have seen some of the comments that the social media community members made. You know, a lot of people
some are very unfair.
But if you look at it critically, we do not have their actual schedules. In fact, they had 8 domestic staff in the house at the time these incidents happened. And following the story, I found that the chef made a statement that after the mom was done feeding the baby and left for the family engagement, she left the baby in the care of the nanny. And the nanny said after some time, she did not see the boy in sight. And then she just assumed the baby was with the chef. Again, another question comes to mind. How close is the boy's bedroom to the pool? Is the boys' room upstairs? Because it's some mansion.
A whole lot to look
yes.
at.
So there are a lot of things that I know will unravel with time. If it is upstairs, actually, I don't want to believe that the boy came down all by himself and then jumped in the pool. Even if it were downstairs, I don't want to believe that on the ground floor, the pool isn't positioned such that all of these factors
so like fencing out that pool
are not
area.
considered.
No, but then you see, when we see these things, we tend to look at them like, it is not possible. But let me shock you. It's very possible. Because I also read somewhere online where a woman said she went on a holiday with her husband to one of these Caribbean countries. And then they were sleeping only for her 5-year-old son to leave the room and went to the beach that was some few meters away from where they were sleeping, you know, and they were busy sleeping. You know this mother instinct or something. She just woke up and then, no, she woke up because the smaller baby was struggling to also join the elder one outside. So the struggle of the smaller baby woke her up.
Oh, wow.
So when she saw him, like, where is the senior one? That was when they started searching, and they saw him comfortable on the beach.
Wow.
So you can imagine if they had come maybe few minutes later, he would have been inside the water.
Yeah.
And you can imagine what would have happened. So this is tend to happen. But my problem now is, now the lady in question, the nanny, I heard she said she went out to pick a call. And we know how these youngsters are with the phones, social media and all that. But as a mother, I'm sure you wouldn't want to leave your child, knowing the kind of child you have. Because as a mother, I'm sure you would have that feeling that this boy is something else. I can't give him 1 minute and all that. But giving that boy to a youngster who is always on the phone, that's where my problem is.
I think that, sorry to interrupt you, there is this other thing I would like to pull our focus to. From what she narrated, between the chef and the nanny. Remember the last time we were on the program, I said something about overlaps. Overlaps in functions.
Yes.
So the chef also have an oversight function over the child.
Taking care of the child.
Yeah. And vice versa could also be true.
Yeah. With the
nanny.
You
get the point. So now, that's where the assumption came to play.
Yeah.
This one assumed
I thought he was with you.
Exactly.
I thought he was with you.
Exactly. Because when you look at that scenario carefully, you find out that she wouldn't assume that the child is with the chef if it was her sole responsibility to look after that child. So these are some of the issues that could have played out here, where somebody overlooks something because there's a cross-functionality.
And then the chef must have said, okay, well, it's not my responsibility. Let me go and cook my food. And then left the child.
So when you look at that, that would have been the gap. And in that gap, we lost a child.
Oh, okay. So let's go on a very short break. I will be right back. Just a short one. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Where everyone has different opinion on different issues. It is important that we bring the core issue to the fore. Join me, Nancy Banigo, on Softline with Nan, as we lend our voices to inform and influence your thoughts and actions. This is not just mere talk, it is an invocative program that touches the core of our existence. Softline with Nan, only on ABN.
Hello everybody! I'm Nena.
And I'm Gigi.
Welcome to Engine Season 2!
The place to find out about the world we live in
and the creatures that we share our planet with.
Join us on the most exciting adventures across the African continent.
See breathtaking wildlife, stunning landscapes,
and out of this world technology.
Meet incredible
Watch this educative program on this channel every Saturday at 9 a.m. and a repeat on Sunday at 11 a.m. ABN, a part of you.
All right, welcome back and thank you for being there. So there are some people who have been saying that as a mother, you are supposed to take your child anywhere you are going to. You sit at home, take care of this child. You have to choose if it's your work you want to do or it's your child you want to take care of. You have to make a choice. Do you agree with that?
I totally disagree. Okay. I speak as a mother.
Okay.
Like I said, for a working mom, the sector you find yourself also plays a huge role. Some workplaces have some childcare policies where they have childcare centers within the office complex. It makes it easier for nursing moms. Others, if you even get pregnant, you could be fired for getting pregnant within a particular time. You could be fired. So about as strict as that. So the ideology of a mother sitting in her house and taking care of the child, being strapped to the child for 6 straight years, isn't realistic. I understand that we are all trying to build a great society, yes. But then, that doesn't come without a cost. If you must stay at home to take care of this baby throughout, it might have some effect on you as a mother over time.
Definitely will have.
Even if you are a graduate of aeronautical or space engineering, over time you find that there is going to be a mental decline not mental in terms of mental health, all right, in terms of academics and all of that, there's going to definitely be a decline on your part. And with time, I've seen moms, nursing moms who got married as engineers and stayed at home to raise their babies. After they were done raising babies, 10 years after they went, you know,
back into the career.
And then at an interview panel, they found they could not perform because they had become very rusty. Do you understand? So in this current, no matter how rich, no matter how wealthy one's husband is, it is still not ideal to sit at home from the first day of the year through the last day of the year because you just want to look after a child. Even if that is a proper thing to do, but then you need to find a way around it. One of the disadvantages is once your child becomes clingy, it becomes difficult, even to you as a mom. As simple as getting in the shower to take a bath, the child refuses to stay with anybody. The child cries his eyes out and starts running fever just because you stepped into, you know,
bathroom.
Yes. So it has its downsides too. So what we should be advocating for is work-family life balance. As a mom, how can you live your life and fulfill purpose and raise responsible children in today's society without any having to suffer? So going by that ideology, I don't think.
Okay, so now you have set the standard here, Mr. Mkpa. Do you agree, or even if, yeah, I know you agree. I saw you nodding your head. So what are those things we need to do to balance it? So one side, your career or your child raising doesn't suffer. You know?
Okay, permit me to deviate a little bit from your question.
Okay.
My colleague handled the mother side. Let me handle the father side.
Okay. Okay.
You see, there is this understanding growing up in our society that men don't get too involved with raising children. It's a very wrong one. It's a very wrong one, and I speak categorically to every man watching me right now. You have a huge part to play. You are the head of that family.
Yeah, I'm
and
glad
you
you're saying that.
You need to set that ball rolling. You need to make it happen.
It's not about the mothers.
It's not about father, it's not about mother, it's about teamwork.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about from the beginning. You have a shared goal. The wife has her career plan, her life plan set in front of her. The man, you have yours. You come together to marry. Sit down together and agree. Okay, this is your own, this is my own. How do we marry the goal for the family? Set out the framework for the family. That way you know that, okay, how old is my wife? How many more years will she be before she gets into menopause or something? You sit down together and plan, okay, how do we shape our work? This new crime in, my wife is bringing in more money than I do the most staying home. If what you're bringing in can take care of the family, it's about the family here.
Exactly.
If you can handle more of the family, or what the family demand well, you look at it and say, okay, baby, you go. After what you are doing, from my kind of job, I do more of my services, I can go virtual.
Okay.
So I say, okay, with what comes in, sweetheart, I'm going to take this percentage every month or annually and fix an home office. I'll work at home. I'll monitor the children. I'll pick them up. You can drop them up on your way to work. I will do the pickup. I'll be working from home. So I do the oversight function of raising the children with the maid because I'm closer to the house, at least for the hours that my wife is not around. It's not that she completely neglects that, but the problem we have in this part of the society is I'm bringing in more money, so you take care of the baby.
I'm glad. I'm so glad it's coming from a father. It's coming from a man.
We need to work together.
But you know how the men gender is? They're so egoistic. Like,
not
why
all.
would I be in the house?
Not all, really.
No, most of them, we know how African men think.
It's an African
in point of fact, to tell you the truth, the problem comes from the upbringing.
Yes.
When the father tells his son, your place is not at home.
Exactly.
In church, they say if you cannot bring in the money,
then
you're worse than an infidel. They begin to put all this pressure on you, and you begin to run around messing
Stereotypes.
up. Come back home, putting the pressure on your wife. People need to understand that they have their lives to live. Leave others outside. Sit down at home. You are the ones that understand the realities you're faced with. And you need to sit down and categorically look at the details. Put everything on the table. Flesh it out. Digest. I mean, look at it in detail. Yeah, you handle this. You handle that. Let's see how we can handle. Let's see a framework. And that's 6 months. The problem is my wife is earning more than I do. My wife earns more than I do. And you find out that because she earns more than I do, she brings 50% of that to running the home. And because I'm the one running the show, I begin to misuse that fund. And vice versa. I mean, people should be disciplined. People should sit down, plan together, stick with the plan.
Okay,
that is where we fail. And when once we fail as a parent, it affects the children.
Of course.
Now to contribute to a way forward, going back to Chioma, this incident could still have happened with Chioma at home.
At home.
What if she was sleeping, just like the case of the woman you just mentioned, and then the boy, you know, slept? Yeah.
You being at home doesn't mean it can't happen.
One thing we must consider right here on the show before leaving is safety measures at home to prevent such occurrences. A similar thing happened to another celebrity, son in 2018, the Banj, same drowning. Of his 1 year, 3 months old son. Same
and
thing.
we shouldn't limit it to just pool. Like we mentioned the last time, there are other
some
potential dangers at home.
I heard some comments, people say, well, this is big man's problem. It's not my problem. But we forget one thing, that almost every house has a bucket.
Exactly.
Most houses have bathtubs.
Even the
now, these children are so curious that they will block the bathtub, fill it with water. I mean, that's all a swimming pool. And they get in there. Exactly. Anything can happen.
Exactly. All right. Up to our sockets.
Exactly. Yeah.
Electrical fittings.
Exactly.
Pressing irons. The cooker.
A lot.
A lot of things that predispose a child to danger. They are there right in our homes.
What about the ones where you allow the children, a crawling baby, into your garage? That's another very serious
where a father drove over
you are in the car warming the car in the morning, not knowing that this child
was under the car.
Just crawl, coming after you. Nobody knew, nobody saw it, and you run down your child. I mean, the dangers are everywhere. But are we also educating our mates and members of the family?
Exactly.
We pray. Do you sit them down and educate them on the dangers, on things, the do's and don'ts?
That's why I'm so concerned about the age of some of these nannies and these mates. I just feel like they are not, they are not there.
You see, sometimes it isn't an age thing. Yes. We had some, in some families where you have the first daughters, for mommy to go to the farm, the first daughter would, stay at home and take care of the other ones. And it works.
Sometimes you see people who are younger.
Exactly.
Doing brilliant, taking wiser decisions than the older ones.
Exactly. So
it's not really about the age sometimes.
Yes. So you find, a lot of questions came to mind when I saw the story. And I know that for, elites, they have a way of getting their workforce, their domestic workforce. Whether from a recruitment firm or, word of mouth or from their country home or from wherever.
Some of them think more is better.
Exactly. And, when they have these maids, they believe, okay, we have done the needful.
That is settled.
Exactly, that is settled. But they need to go a step further. What is most important is getting that nanny of yours to see herself as a member of that family.
Exactly.
And not execute the job as though it were some tasks to be performed, because you are actually entrusting a life, the life of a child, into the care of that nanny. So when you are able to get their commitments, let them understand that you are partners in progress. You will find that
they feel like a family member.
Exactly. Their perspective about babysitting your child would be different. It wouldn't be that of a hustler. Let me just come here, occupy space, and then
at the end
go.
of the month, I get paid and then I go.
To add to that is two factors I want to bring in.
Okay.
One will be, like she said, how you take care of those people and how you incorporate them into the system. You bring them into that system. You don't treat them like they're outside the system. Make them understand they're part of that system. And to complement or to walk your talk, what you want to do next is to look at them as human beings. You don't hire a maid to mop your floor every day, take care of your child, cook, wash the clothes.
Errands.
In fact,
and for 24 hours,
the maid is working.
If the maid there sleeps,
it's a problem.
It's a problem. I mean, who does that? So people should understand that when you bring these people in, treat them well.
Yes.
Treat them as a member of the family. You buy clothes for your kids on Christmas, do same for your maid. If your maid is a grown lady, her hair is not done, get her to fix that. Madam is going to the salon. When I'm back, hey, go and make your hair. I'm back.
But
or you call somebody for home service.
There should be a limit to this good thing you're talking about. Because you can make somebody feel so relaxed and then forget about what brought
Trust me,
if
you know what to do, they will not. For instance, you are here, you work here, ABN, and your boss is such a nice person. Comes to work in the morning, have tea with you, how is your family, gist with you. I mean, gives you hands to certain things. You must know your limits.
Right.
As the leaders of the family, you don't meddle with children. You don't go do what you're not supposed to do with your maid. There are things that there are areas you can't cross in my house.
Right.
There are areas, you don't even raise your voice at my wife. I mean, there are lines you know you cannot cross.
So you
get my point?
Standards.
So people should set this standard. It is that standard and stay with it. So that even when you tell your mate, go make your hair, the timing is there. You don't overstay making your hair. If it's too much, the person comes home, finish with me, finish with the madam of the house, and handles you. Hurry up, you have stuff to do. And you stay your trust. So when you are joking, you know your limits. You don't go and do things that will compromise your position as a leader in the house. So these are all things that we need to set standards about, and so that even the kids growing up understand that, okay, there are limits. A child will not wake up one day and begin to order the maid around, and you're sitting down there with the parents, permitting some foul language.
Most parents actually do that.
Those kind of, I mean, there are things you do and you annoy that person. You overstep your bound emotionally with that maid. And tomorrow that maid is beginning to get back to you through your child. I mean, these are things that we need to be very careful about.
We've talked extensively on this child care thing. But then there's this other issue. Let's just deviate a little. The way Nigerians, I don't know, should I say insensitivity we put into tragic, when these tragic things happen, the way, like for instance, let's just take this Davido issue, the person who broke this news is not even a family member. And we've seen this severally. When something happens, they don't wait for the families to come out and say, okay, this is what happens, and the news is everywhere. Somebody comes out and then somebody was even telling me that somebody went to cast a news somewhere, a newscaster, and he was meant to read the news about his own father's death. I mean, he wasn't even aware. He got to know about his father's death from the news bulletin. I mean, why do we I don't understand.
A lot of times, I actually saw a related post on Facebook some time ago where a very prominent person in the state passed. And before his immediate family member, I think it happened as an accident, before his immediate family members could even get wind of whatever
it's already
happened,
all over the social media.
Yes.
So is it just for the clout chasing or
Exactly. Breaking news.
To draw traffic to...
Exactly. Yes. So it will be said
so
that
who is trying to get the traffic here?
The person breaking the news.
The posters.
Because what I'm trying to imagine is a certain member of the house, perhaps the maid or someone, a relative that stays there, breaks the news before the family gets to do it. I mean, are you trying to get followers? What are you doing?
That is how insensitive the social media space,
unfortunately,
yes, can be. and they don't really care. They've posted. Even when you go back, then they've deleted the post, but then the information is out already. Just like the case of Davido's, the person who broke the news, I learned by this time, had already deleted the post. Okay, so the information is out there. It's gone. So it's forever on record that we first heard from Nancy's mouth, from Nancy's page, that little Ifeanyi is no more. So it's really sad. It's really sad. At least we should be sensitive enough to give the family that honor to grieve and then get over it. When they get, there's that point of denial. No, this isn't true. No, we keep trusting. We activate faith. Oh, Pastor, where are you? Oh, this. Oh, no, come back to life. No, this cannot be. Let them get past those phases. When they are all right, in quote, when they get past those phases and they get to the acceptance or realization state, it will be easier for them to put words out there themselves, so that by the time the world is coming to know about this situation, they are already poised or, mentally ready to receive whatever comes with it. So imagine them in this state going online to see all manner of comments about this.
All manner of comments, I tell you.
It's quite unfortunate, but I think if there is, I don't know if it's possible, but I believe everything is possible. Society-wise, if you know that you are a celebrity, a public figure of any kind, because I believe public figure is anybody that has influence on the outside space. If you know you are that kind of person, how information is managed within your home should be preached. It is very important. Let me put it in a perspective that people may probably relate stronger. Imagine yourself leaving school as a young man, getting married to a celebrity wife who is perhaps aspiring or a sitting governor or commissioner. Now you're in the public space.
Exactly.
It's the way you used to do things.
Exactly.
Should change.
Yeah.
And that is vice versa. A woman that marries a man that is also, people should understand it and groom your children to understand that people, the whole world, have their eyes on them. Because if you don't do this, you will run into this kind of problem. Even your mate should understand that everything that happens in your house, if it gets out, is a problem. And before you begin to manage it, there are a lot of people who are waiting for anything, for you to drop the ball, and they will hop on it.
That's right.
So these are the things that we need to also educate people, managing of information even within our homes, overlooking them. And that way, it starts with how understanding who handles the phone at home and what they do is very important. Okay, imagine you are the head of the house. Your maid, you don't even know what their names are on Facebook. So what they do on Facebook, you are not even aware.
Oh my goodness.
So you wake up one day and they said information came from your house and you're like, I don't understand.
How?
So you have Nancy at home as your maid. And they say one Chioma on Facebook posted it. And you find out Chioma is your Nancy.
Oh my goodness.
So these are all things that we need to watch out for.
We have to run along now. We don't have much time. Is there something else you want to say concerning the topic? We're going back to our child care. We just deviated a little. So can you final say on this?
All right. Child care, I would say, is everybody's business. It's not mommy's business alone. Okay. It is daddy's business. It is everybody's business. Yes, it's everybody's business, because the society is like a web, all right? Yeah. So when you are done with your child and then you send the child to school, at that point, baby boy becomes the teacher's business. Exactly. So when the child is ill and you take the child to the hospital, at that point, the child becomes the doctor's business. Exactly. And you may not be there throughout. You may need to dash out and get something and come back. That period you're not around, the child is left in the care of nurses and other medical attendants. So child care is everybody's business. Discover what works for you. Get back to the drawing board. Come up with a strategic roadmap for your family, what works for you. And this is going to be dependent on the kind of family you want to run and the nature of children you have. If you have kids who are hyperactive, you have kids who are challenged when it comes to learning, with learning disabilities, the extent of care and attention and investment you make is nothing compared with those who have regular kids.
That covers also for the physically challenged?
Exactly, for the physically challenged, okay? So you look at what works for you. No matter how busy you are, please find time for your children. I'm a working mom. I'm usually very busy, but I make sure once I'm off duty, when I get back home, do my routine chores. The next thing I jump into is the academics. So what assignment was given today?
How was your day?
How was your day?
That.
And I listen, I hear stories.
Yes,
my daughter will reel them out. And I'll listen. Don't get impatient. Please, I'm having headache. I beg, go and rest, please. They'll just tell you, okay, and they get back.
I actually did that to my daughter one day, and she was like going upstairs, and I said, what is it? You don't listen to me anymore. I felt so bad. You know, with the headache and everything.
She doesn't care.
Please come. Come and tell me.
Some of them will tell you,
even if you are emotionally
you're always
loaded,
busy. You're always too busy for me.
You are emotionally loaded at that time. It's none of their business. What matters is I need my mom to listen to me right now, whether what I'm saying makes sense or not.
They don't even care.
That is also a part of bonding. Mother-child bonding.
All right, thank you so much, Queen Esther. I like the queen there. All right, Mr. Queen, do you have something to...
Okay, just quickly, I would, since Esther's covered the parenting, and so I will move away from the house a little bit.
Okay.
I will go to the society. Maybe it's high time we started considering having institutions for training this set of people. Caregivers, people who take care of the elderly, people who take care of children, and all of that. Maybe it's about time we started considering it, because some of these people, there's a whole lot of branches involved here, not just the ability to take care of the house and handle the roles and responsibilities assigned to them at home. But we also need to understand that sometimes there could be emergencies at home. Do they know how to handle them? Like it is outside of this place. So caregivers should also have certificates in first aiding.
Exactly.
Should also have certificates in first aiding. So these are things I think the society should start.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Humble, a business personal development consultant, and also our Queen Esther, who is the founder of Voice of Education Africa. And that's the much we can take on today's show. Thank you so much for being there. I hope you've learned one or two things and some of the solutions we've given out. I'll see you on Saturday for our Family Saturday. Please join us then. Bye for now.
International Day for November. November 1st is World Vegan Day. This is a day to raise awareness about the benefit of a vegan diet. The 7th, Infant Protection Day. November 10